Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Fire Emblem video where I try once again to use the formula to my advantage by filming another trendy video. As you can see, today we're doing a tier list, but not just a normal tier list, that takes too much work and those are everywhere. Today I will be doing a dragon tier list of all the dragons in FEH. Now, I have a PhD in Dragon Emblem, and my credentials include having a plus 10 Naui in FEH that I've used since before Refinery, might I add. Like before they were OP. Myrrh is my Fire Emblem waifu and is plus 6. Uh, and my most popular YouTube video is about dragons, so I pretty much am a professional. I brought somebody with me today. My partner in crime today is Baked Goods. That's what you want to go by, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Baked goods.
You may remember him from the video where I sang a Taylor Swift song and he sent home his Oliver. I think that was the only mention of him in my channel, though. Aside from that, he also does stuff with Nimius, but he's joining with a superior content creator this time around. So you're with the big leagues now, buddy.
That's great, dude.
Yeah. So I guess introduce yourselves and tell us your credentials for being a dragon expert.
Okay, credentials. Let's see. I started using Dragon Emblems like way back, before Choose Your Legends, right after Skull Inheritance. It was really fun, dude. But the thing is, like pre-refinery, I loved using them because it felt like I was in the underdog team. Like it was the weakest emblem, but you could make it work. And afterward, it's just so good. But now, I don't know, dude. It's I just love dragons. I've always liked using them. I have a plus 10 F core and a Tiki, plus 10 female Grima.
Damn.
I was gonna plus 10 Summer Young Tiki, all that stuff.
I wait. Who were you using back before Refines came out? Were you using like Adult Tiki or like
I was using Tiki, Fae, and Corrin, the three of them.
Adult Tiki or Young Tiki?
Adult Tiki.
Adult Tiki, Fae, and Cord. Alright, so you were using the adult dragons and I was using the lolly dragons. Hey, my main reason for using them other than that though was because it felt like using armors, except you could actually move them because armor march was
Dude,
the thing that
exactly. Like that's the whole point. Like they're tanks, but they have two movement. They're not just.
yeah, it was pretty
I
exciting. I
hated.
liked
I
that.
hated the one movement so much.
But today we got a tier list here. Hopefully this thing is recording my screen. Uh, and there's a few dragons here, or I guess more than a few. It's everyone in the game. This one doesn't have Naga or Na in it, um, because I guess it was made before that, and I don't know how to add them in. So we'll talk about them after we tier everyone else. Hopefully we don't forget about them. And then I'll just put them in post production in the relevant tier. Now, first I want to say how we're rating them, because I think the elephant in the room right now is Naga. Uh, she pretty much like makes dragons like not matter anymore, and also she has an actual like her and Duma, and I guess to a lesser extent legendary Tiki all give outside bonuses aside from just being a unit. So what I'm thinking is we rate them assuming the enemy team doesn't have a Naga on it, and assuming that we're only talking about them as a unit and not outside benefits. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that seems agreeable.
Okay. So I'd like to start off the tier list then by setting a couple bases, something that kind of exemplifies certain tiers so we have something to work off of. This is a tier list for only dragons. It's not just a tier list for Fire Emblem characters. So there will be people in the bottom tier because that's what the bottom tier is for. Obviously, I think that if you were to rate dragons comparatively to other Fire Emblem heroes characters, I think they would be like on average higher than normal. But since we're only rating them against themselves, somebody has to be in the bottom, somebody has to be in the top, or else it's just going to be us talking about dragons, not tiering them. So, my first suggestion is that we put adult base female Corrin in D tier because she's the
I
worst
agree.
dragon.
Yep, she is the weakest.
And I'd say for an S tier dragon, we can put the newest female Corrin, the fallen female Corrin. because I think that she is one of, if not the best ones.
Absolutely, dude. Like her weapon, like everything, her color, her role.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny how it's the same character in both tiers, but I think that kind of speaks. Half of these characters are freaking Korins and Tikis, so.
Dude, exactly. It's the same.
But yeah, so the reason that adult female Korin is so low, like base one, is just she doesn't have the same amount of stats to work with as everyone else. Like doesn't she just have like normal Gen 1 stats?
Yeah, she has normal Gen 1 stats, so sort of like any random sword or whatever. Selif.
Yeah, and the difference between her and adult Tiki, base adult Tiki, who I think also has Gen 1 stats, is adult Tiki has freaking a better stat allocation. Her stats are more like attack and defense, and she also has a legendary. While female Korin has like she has balanced stats back when balanced stats wasn't a thing because you didn't have enough stats to have balanced stats,
Yeah, that's the thing.
and no legendary. So that's why she's the bottom. Pretty much everybody else on this list has above average stats. And then S tier female Korin. I mean, her weapon is actually so nasty. I think it's one of the best weapons in the game. I think it gives you +6 to all stats if you're not near anybody, right?
Yeah, it gives +6, which is insane, especially because like it's so easy to set up. Like you get it set up by doing nothing basically.
Yeah, it's literally like 2 premium A skills in a weapon. And the thing is, it's better than them because even if you do have somebody next to you, you're still getting +4 to all stats instead of just +2, which is still 2 premium A skills, by the way. That's freaking like the freaking dual stances or the dual Swift Sparrow, whatever they're called. It's like
Yeah.
she's gonna have a buttload of stats. She's a colorless unit, which means she's not gonna have to deal with a lot of that bullshit. So she can just yeah, she's insane. She's definitely one of the best, and also she's one of the
She's
newer
infantry.
ones. And she's infantry. Yeah, she can have access
Dude,
to infantry skills.
173 BST, it's insane.
Like everything about her is so good. Okay, so I guess working from there, we have Adrift Male Corin. Okay, I don't know about you, but I personally like the Adrift Corins. Not obviously I don't like Corin, but I mean as units, I like them because I don't. Yeah, I'm sure you haven't watched a lot of my older videos, but I have this video called "Why Kana Female Kana is Bad" or something like that. And in that video, I complain about dragons not having any player phase weapons, and I pretty much say that like it doesn't matter if a dragon has really good player phase stats if they don't have any player phase weapons. It would be like running an Ira with a silver sword. Like, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the reason I like these two is because they have killer weapons, which can be used as player phase. I don't remember what they do. I think female Adrift Corin has attack speed bond and killer in her weapon, right?
They're the same. They have a
Oh, they're the
+5
same.
attack speed. Yeah, +5 attack speed if they have units within 2 spaces.
If they have
More
units
units
within
within
two
2
spaces.
spaces, then yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha, I gotcha. So
Like more
I
allies
personally
than
like them.
enemies within 2 spaces, and you get those buffs. The only issue for that I see is that offensive bonds are really tricky to use.
Yeah, but it's like you don't have to have somebody next to you. It's just you have to have more units close by than the enemy does, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can set that up a little bit easier, I'd say. It is obviously it's not as good as if you just got those stats or as a solo or something. But I don't know. I just like the fact that they're dragons that can be used as player phase units.
Yeah, they have a lot more flexibility than a lot of the other dragons here. They have that player phase ability. They have that they're the ideal buff platforms for the Null Sea Disrupt Lightning bonus doubler set because they just have more BST than everybody else.
Yeah.
They have an actual speed stat. Yeah.
Do you know the difference in their stats? Because I don't.
Corrin is a 31-37 with like a 31 defense spread, I think. And well, that was female. And the male has 35 offenses. I think decent defense and decent res. It's a lower defense, I think, than a Drift female Corrin.
All right.
So they're both really close. It's just that
Yeah.
male has a bit more attack.
I'd rate them in the same tier then if they're that close. Because the 4
Yeah,
attack
I'd put them in
difference
A
and like a
tier,
two speed difference. Yeah,
maybe.
I'd say A tier is good. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, let's talk about the next one then. Duma. Okay, everybody hates Duma for some reason. I have no idea why. I think he's a good character. I don't think he's the best character.
Doom is
I think
actually
he has
good.
weaknesses, but I think he's a good character. I hate it when people say Duma's useless. You can't use him for anything. Like, okay, he has like insane attack. Like his weapon is like what 21 might or something. I think it's even more because it's 16 might, and then he gets plus 3 attack, and then he gets another plus 5 attack from the effect. So that's like 24. Or am I doing my
It's
math right?
ridiculous.
Whatever. It's just a lot of attack, man. Uh, so
But yeah, I think I agree because Doom is like he can run the same kind of thing that a Blade Tome runs. He can just run like a DC Vantage, and he does actually really well because he doesn't rely on active buffs as much.
I don't like
He
armors.
can.
I don't like armors with DC Vantage because they don't have the same 3 movement capabilities with Legendary Obdura as infantry units do.
Oh,
Uh,
that's true. Yeah.
Particularly, first of all, in Arena, this man is disgusting. Like people always say that Arena doesn't matter anymore, but it's still a game mode, and he's still an armored unit, so he's gonna score you a lot. And his freaking damage is really good for supporting your bonus unit. If
But he kills too much.
he yeah, the thing is, you run bold fighter on him a lot of the time, and he has worry fighter. So if the enemy's like fairly tanky, he's probably not going to double them because you're running bold fighter, and he can just like counter them one time. And assuming that he is a bonus unit, then this man's gonna kill everything. Like I remember Duma season, and I did some nasty things, some unspeakable things to some armor units in Aether raids. As far as his service as a unit, um, he can be pretty good with Bold Fighter. Like you just put him in front of something, and he can make sure that that space is dangerous. Like I've actually lost to Dumas a fair amount of times.
Yeah, I get what you mean. He's really oppressive in the player phase.
Of course, he does suffer some problems, and I don't know. It's between A and B for me.
One movement. I would say, yeah, it's between A or B. I can't really decide. He's good, but he doesn't. He lacks that the flexibility of some of the other dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's put him. I'll put him in B for now, and we can decide later if he's as good as everyone else in B. Just a side note, by the way, I remember one time I lost score in my defense team literally once the entire season, and it was during Duma Astra season. So Duma was a bonus unit, and it was Astra season,
Isn't
and I
that
had
because you stacked two Dumas?
yeah, I stacked 2 Dumas with an Ophelia and a Tibarn, and they had insane attack and HP, and the Dumas were like super tanky because they had a buttload of bonus stats. It was the beautifulest thing ever. I almost reached first place in the Aether Raids thing, and then I lost once, and then stopped caring. But yeah, that
That
doesn't matter
sucks.
because we're talking about him as a unit, not as outside bonuses. Okay, Christmas Faye. Christmas Faye's like really tanky. Like that's literally all I know her
Yeah,
for.
she is really bulky.
Like I know that 99 res meme in Aether Raids or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd say she's good, but her biggest issue is that she has to compete with a drift female Corrin, and she just doesn't have as many options. I mean, she can run the meta build, Fortress, Special Fighter,
yeah,
and Lightning Breath, but that's not as good as Null C, Lightning with bonus doubler, or even Fortress. Like she just doesn't have that option.
yeah, that's true. She is really tanky, but I think that's all she has going for her. Like she's not very oppressive. I'd say. I don't even
She
remember what
isn't.
her weapon does.
Her
She
weapon
has
is a
water
plus
breath,
six,
right?
no, potentially plus six Def Res if you have enough allies near her.
It's yeah, it's just whatever, man. Like she was
It
really
doesn't really
scary
make a
when she was a
difference.
bonus unit, just because she was even tankier than usual. But I think that I haven't seen her since, and she hasn't been scary since.
Yeah, she just instantly drops the falchions. It's not.
She is pretty tanky though. Okay, I'm looking at B or C right now. I'd feel bad putting her in C tier, honestly, dude.
Yeah, no, she's not C tier. She's B tier definitely. She's a good
All right.
unit.
All right, base Faye. Now I have her +10, so I'm a little biased.
I think
Uh,
base phase either A or B because just being an
A.
infantry is better.
I don't know if I'd put her all the way in A. I was actually thinking like B or C as well, because she is the worst of the launch dragons in my opinion.
I would disagree.
Okay, other than female core, and I forgot that she existed.
No, 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 because Young Tiki, the original Young Tiki.
You think Young Tiki is worse than Faye?
Yeah, dude, she has a really low attack and her speed is. Ugh.
All right, I just opened up my Fire Emblem Heroes here. So my +10 Faye has 49 attack and 33 defense, 37 res. She's plus res and
Yeah,
55
how
HP.
much do you think Young Tiki would have?
Let's see, my +1 Young Tiki has 43 attack.
Exactly.
Rip, bro. She has a lot of defense though, I will say.
No, no, dude, she has good defense, yeah, but Faye has more res, and res is the meta right now.
She also has more HP, and I feel like HP is becoming
Yeah, HP and
more
res
meta
are two really
recently.
important stats right now, and Faye just has more of them.
Okay, I'm willing to go B tier. I don't think
Yeah.
she's. I don't believe she's A tier. Like, there's no way she's as good as the Corins.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, she's B tier.
All right, the boy, freaking. I forgot his name actually.
Garen,
Garen, yeah, freaking.
dude, Garen is top tier.
He okay. I said that we have to pretend like Naga doesn't exist on the enemy team for this tier list,
Dude,
but if she
just
does
Garen is
exist,
top
then
tier.
everybody else is F tier and Garen's A tier or FS tier.
Exactly. Dude, it's not even that. It's the fact that so many dragons with anti-dragon weapons exist. Like you're always fighting a dragon that beats you, and Garen just doesn't care.
Okay. Here's the thing about Garen, by the way. Literally nothing about him matters except for the fact that he's the only dragon that's immune to anti-dragon.
I mean, exactly, bro.
Like if that was like a
That's such an
facial or
important
a seal or
aspect.
something, I feel like nobody would care about him.
Oh no, actually, his stats are pretty decent. He's like adult Tiki, but with better mixed bulk, and that really,
Yeah,
I feel like that lack of res is what drops a Tiki down a few tiers.
I'm thinking A tier for Garen.
Yeah, I agree. He's really solid.
He's pretty good. People slept on him for a long time though, but I feel like he just gets better and better the more and more anti-dragon stuff comes out. And back then, there wasn't that much anti-dragons running around.
Yeah.
Idun.
Dude, she's so hard to rate. Oh,
I'm thinking B tier personally, like right off the bat. Because here's the
I
thing,
want to.
she's anti armor, which is really good.
Honestly, I know she's bad in PvP, but I want to give her A just because of how oppressive she is in PvE modes. So like in abyssals and whatnot, you can just throw her at a crowd and she won't die because she's that bulky.
Yeah, she's really bulky. She has anti armor, which is good in the meta.
Yeah, and she can run the stereotypical lightning fortress build.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to do that, but
I
it
mean, you
can be
can.
ran. Okay, A tier then.
A tier if we admit PvE. Like otherwise B tier because she's not that great in PvP.
I'll put her in B tier then because Aether raids in your arena are like the only things that really
Yeah.
matter. Male Kana.
Dude, Milcon is easily A tier.
He's pretty good. I'll agree. He's pretty much just better
He's
now.
like he's better now. Now he's already a really solid unit for ether raids. He's just better.
Female Kana. C tier. Don't think about it. Just
Yes.
agree.
Dude, female cut is so bad. Why did they make her?
I have no idea. I
Dude, they
made that
legit
video
made a
talking
unit
about why she's bad. She's
worse than Faye. It's just
she's like female Corrin with a little bit more stats, except she's not at the point yet where balanced stats matter. It's like she has player phase stats, but she doesn't have a player
with
phase
water
weapon.
breath.
It's just I don't like it. I hate it. It's disgusting.
Really just like
Watch my Why Kana sucks video. I watched it a little bit ago, and it hasn't aged that badly.
I'll go check it
Mer
out.
S tier. I was talking to the viewer, but Mer S tier for sure, right? Okay, let's be real here. Mer is like in danger of getting power crept.
Dude, I low-key think Mur is actually really good because she's one of the only dragons that still has a really solid role that nobody else can replace. Like she's unique.
What's her role?
She can sponge hits in ether raids. So if you like throw her out, you can give her some like 4 def res, have a range unit just initiate, and you know the range unit just 99% of the time will not kill her. Like this is so you can pick up the ether.
Uh huh.
It sounds
So
dumb, but at least she has
so
something she can do.
so her niche is not being one shot.
Exactly. And dude, she's good at it too because she can be a decent super tank.
Okay. I personally, what are your thoughts on her legendary weapon? Like, we can talk about her as a unit later, but I feel like her legendary weapon is like
Now, her
kind of
legendary weapon,
sad.
it used to be a lot better because it used to apply to everything, but now it only really applies to ranged units. And that's the
Yeah,
thing. Like, as far as anti-range goes, she's the best dragon. They're weapon-wise. Like, obviously not because, you know, lightning and bonus star all that exists, but
and bows.
if you compare her to the other dragons that aren't infantry, she's one of the best when dealing with range units, just because she can deny their follow-ups
Yeah,
and guarantee her own.
the problem with her legendary is that it relies on her having high defense, and in a game like Fire Emblem Heroes where stats get power crept, she's not going to have high defense forever.
I mean, yeah, but when was the last time you saw an Ophelia with 40 defense?
Oh yeah, I know. She's yeah. I've seen my boy Pasta rocking that plus speed mirror in the Discord, and that's really been boosting my
Plus speed is really good too.
ego. I personally have mine plus defense, but I haven't pulled any in a really long time, so A tier then. A or B tier. I don't know. I think she's better than Faye.
I think she's better than Faye too.
I think I'd put her at an equal level to Garen and Milkana as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, A tier. Halloween Mur. Halloween Mur used to be the best character in the game. Don't at me.
She was so good.
She's still pretty like all right. She can
Yeah, but
run.
dude,
She's one of the best special fighter armors because she can like special fighter offensive armors. Let me rephrase that.
no, you mean Special Fighter Spirit Breath?
Yeah, you run special fighter, spirit breath, distant counter or fortress, and then quick riposte. She's like one of the scariest defense enemies.
My issue with Halloween Mur is that Idun is just better.
Is Idun
Like,
better? I don't know how to
yeah,
compare their stats.
she can run very similar build, but like with lightning, and it's like you don't really lose out on much. I think I've seen a lot of Halloween Murs also run like lightning over Spirit Breath
I
because
I
it's
feel like
just you
Idun's
get
A
immediate
tier, but
stacks.
Mur is scarier to deal with when you're like more offensive. That's what I'm
I
looking
mean,
for.
maybe it depends on how you deal with her. If you deal with her using a player phase unit, then Idun is more scary because you can one shot Mer pretty comfortably. The thing is, if you bait, Mer can deal some serious damage, whereas Idun is just whatever.
Yeah, I've had a lot of Murs kill me. Maybe it's just because I run a dragon team in arena though, and
Yeah,
not an armor team. I'm thinking B tier then.
yeah, B
If
tier.
we're
She's
comparing her with
good,
Idun,
but not up there yet. No,
she used to be like the best character in the game though. All right, Ninian. People really poo poo on Ninian nowadays, but she's a
I
dancer.
just want to say Nini is A tier because she's like the ideal dancer. Low attack, high speed, high HP. She can give dragon buffs. She's just amazing at everything.
Yeah, the dragon buffs are actually something that's quite rare in a support unit, and they're pretty good, especially Dark Breath. I'm thinking A tier. She's she's not a combat unit by any means,
No, she's not a combat unit. You do not want her to fight consistently. You want her to just be support.
but yeah, I'll agree that being a dancer is like really good. So I'll put her A tier. I'll agree. All right, the girl Naui. I will not. I don't know. I'm thinking high B tier or low A tier just because of where Kana is. Because she's better than Faye, but she's worse than Kana.
High B tier, I think.
High B tier.
What do you think?
I will agree. I do think now he's better than Faye, but I don't want to put Faye in C tier. I have a plus 10 Naui, and she is like one of my best characters. She's still pretty
Yeah, she's
good.
still reliable. Yeah.
People, I don't know why it's like a meme among people to just say Naui's bad. Like, I have a
Because everybody spams no way and they're tired of it. Dude, have you played low tier arena? It's literally just a billion people running Dragon Emblem.
Sorry, buddy, I'm too good at this game
It's
for low
plus
tier
10
arena.
lolly dragon emblem. It's disgusting.
My plus 10 now, he has 55 HP, 39 defense, and 35 res. She's plus res. She's like she can take advantage of stat stacking really well in my opinion. She has low attack, but she has the highest attack of the Gen ones, I think.
Atiki has one more attack.
Okay, the Gen one lollies, my bad.
Yeah, dude, I think she was the best of the lollies because she just has more attack and her base stats scale better with merges and buffs than the other two.
Yeah. She used to be like I used to use her way back when the argument was whether you should run Triangle Adept Quick Riposte or Fury Swordbreaker on her to counter Falchions, because back then Lucina was one of the best characters in the game. I went with Triangle Adept Quick Riposte and then I put it on every one of my dragons and I just made a full Triangle Adept Rainbow team. It was insane. Yeah, okay. High B tier, low A tier, that's decent. Grima, dude. Remember when this guy was a menace and now he's a meme?
Like, do people even remember this man exists? Like, all I see is Surtur. I haven't seen a male Grima in months.
Here's the thing with male Grima. He was really scary because he had high attack and he had the distant counter. And then everybody just realized you can just one-shot him. Like, he's not that tanky.
Yeah, his bulk is just not there. He needs bulk. He doesn't have it. Like, I think there's some good sets you can run personal, like Wary Fighter, Warding Breath with Glimmer is insane.
I haven't been scared of a male Grima since as long as I can remember. I feel like C tier needs a little bit more members, and I feel like if I were to put someone there, I'd put him there. So I'm gonna be a little ballsy and suggest C tier.
I mean, like I think he's better than C tier, but at the same time, I think he's worse than Winterface. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and I'd say Winterfey is the worst armored dragon in the B tier.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm okay.
So
We go in C tier
I,
then. Uh, female Grima D tier, right?
D tier, yep.
For real?
Yeah.
Really? Dude, she's a colorless
She's a
dragon.
colorless dragon. She's great, but she doesn't have the infantry skill set, so she's not as good as super tank. She actually struggles killing. If you stack wards and whatnot, you have to stack wards and goads, and that sort of messes with how you position her. It's not optimal.
Do you think she's worse than female Kana?
Okay, no, she's not worse than female Kana.
I'd argue they're at a similar level because female Kana is worse stat wise, but she has better skill accessibility and she's better at like stacking everything. But
No, yeah, but like Grima is
female
just
Grima's
colorless,
like
and she.
colorless, yeah, and she's like more self sufficient, I guess. I don't know.
Can we just say like top B tier?
Top of B tier? You mean C tier?
B tier.
No, I'm thinking C tier.
Why not? Oh, dude, how is it C tier?
How did you go from D tier to B tier? Is the real question.
No, but she's B tier.
I. All right. Give me
Okay,
a compelling
why do you
argument as to why female Grima is better than Naui.
Because female Grima has no color. She doesn't have to care about what she's facing. She just beats it when like it doesn't matter. If you get rid of her counters properly, she just tanks and she obliterates anything. Like there's no triangle advantage. There's no effective weapon you have to worry about. I mean that isn't Falchion. I mean, there's just not a whole lot that can phase her. She has 3 movement with Elazura. She has that what is it? 3 movement. She has she's a flyer. She's actually a fantastic support unit in Mosaic Arena. She has unobstructed movement into the new maps that are meta NAR, like being the lava flows and the other one I forgot with the open gaps and whatnot. She's just a really good solid unit that's like to be honest, she's kind of carried by her movement type and the color more than her skill set and her stats because those are kind of lackluster. I'll agree. The dragon skin aside, it's just that she benefits from the game that like actively favors flyers.
I think it's really funny how your argument went from D tier infantry skills are so good to B tier flyers are so good.
Dude, it's because she's a colorless flyer. Infantry are the best. Okay, infantry really are the best. It's just that she's a flyer that has this niche.
Here's my argument. She doesn't have a lot of attack. She has a good amount of speed, so she can double you probably. But I don't think her attack is all there.
Yeah, her attack is missing.
And defensive wise, I can't really like
The defenses are.
she's tanky-ish, but
She's really bulky.
when I
Really
think
bulky
about
if
her,
you consider her a slot.
when I think about her, I think female Corrin with a better color, flying, and more stats.
I mean, yeah, that's basically it, but she's so much better.
She is better. She's better than female Corrin. But female Con is also better female Corrin.
No, female Con is trash. Female Grima isn't trash, not quite.
I feel like you're biased here.
I'm really biased. Dude, I'm an F Grima, man. What do you want me to tell you?
I'll put her
She's
in
plus
D tier
10.
just to make you feel better, okay?
Okay.
But I think C tier. Alright, adult Tiki. Dude, I still see people building adult Tikis.
I can't recommend building adult Tiki. She's good, but she has not aged well in the current AR meta.
Yeah, she pretty much has attack and defense, and having a high attack is pretty cool, and having a high defense
attack
is also
is good.
pretty cool. But when
Also cool.
Her res just and speed just don't exist.
Yeah, and she has no res.
I feel like you want to have a decent amount of res and speed.
You
not
want
like
to have
high speed, but like
her
enough.
HP as well.
Is her HP low?
Her HP is actually really low for the Gen 1 dragons.
Yeah, C tier.
C tier, yeah.
Like I like that her stats are lopsided, and that was actually a positive for her for a really long time. But we've come full circle at this point where there's so many stats running around that you want to be able to diversify, and she can't.
Yeah.
Young Tiki, C tier. Yeah. Because she has like super low attack. Her defense is alright. Her res is I think her res is like better than adult Tiki, but still not that good.
It's marginally better, yeah. Like 5 points higher.
Her speed is actually decent. I just feel like the low attack just isn't gonna do her any favors. She can't do anything.
It isn't. It really hurts her.
I'm thinking C tier.
Yeah, C.
So Summer Young Tiki. I like
She's
her
really
weapon.
bad, dude.
I like
really
her weapon. Bad. Is she actually that bad? Her stats are decent.
Dude, I tried her a lot. I tried to vein her. I gave her distant counter, mystic boost, distant defense, close defense. I tried to alternate and see what was better, and she was good at solo and PvE content and all that. But when it came to things like ether raids, people might suggest recommend the noontime set, and that is pretty decent. Like Fear Stance noontime, you get a good amount of regen, but she really lacks like everything. She doesn't have. She has a color, so she's not as good of a super tank as F Grima, and she doesn't have access to infantry skills or infantry sets like bonus double lightning. She just has her base breath, which is good, but it's not strong enough to carry her in this meta.
Yeah, you know who's better? I think so. Wayne.
Dude, Wayne is so much better.
All right. All right. Sorry about that. I had to go eat food, but we're back now. I think the last thing we were talking about is Baked was going in on Summer Young Tiki.
That sounds lewd.
Hell yeah. So what I'm getting from you is that she's like worse female Grima.
Yes, she is. Dude, she wants to be an Omni tank, but female Grima just does it better.
Is she as bad as female Kana though?
She's not as bad as female Kana.
Is she as bad as normal Young Tiki?
Dude, I'd say normal Young Tiki is way better because she's infantry.
Really?
Yes, she's infantry. She has access to bonus doublers. She has access to the knolls, doles, everything.
So, I guess that means she's in C tier?
C or D?
It feels... I'm not putting her in D tier. It feels really weird putting her in C tier, but alright.
No, dude, it's because another part of it is that, how she has a dragon effective weaponry?
Yeah.
She lacks the bulk, the attack, and the speed to use it properly. So the dragons that she can't OHKO that are too fast, they have so much bulk because stat power creep, like Fallen Corn doesn't care. She just beats Summer Young Tiki, or she can. She built it properly. If she's fighting an armor dragon or one of the really big, legendary Tiki, Fallen Tiki, she just straight up dies because she doesn't have bulk, she doesn't have attack, and she can't
Right.
break through their stats. And when it comes to stacking attack and one shotting, she doesn't have access to special spiral. She can't run. She has a somewhat mediocre attack stat. She just doesn't have a lot of tools that she should. As a dragon killer, she really should, but no, she doesn't. And it's what makes Adult Tiki like a better unit overall as a dragon.
All right. Okay then. C tier it is. Now legendary Tiki. Dude, what happened to her, man? Like, what happened to her?
Uh,
She used to be the best
was she
around.
ever good?
She was. She used to be the best character in the game.
Was she?
Yeah, because she had the freaking balanced stats, the dragon effectiveness. You couldn't like deal with her because she had so much stats. But then, like with everything that relies on just having stats, eventually they get power crept. I guess.
Yeah, Ether Raids also pushed her out of the way because she's a armor tank.
I'm thinking B tier.
Yeah, B tier seems fair.
All right, now Fallen. Fallen.
Fallen
Like she's
Tiki, I
not
would just say
legendary, but Fallen Armor Tiki.
B or A tier.
I want to put her in A tier just because I think she's strictly better than
Dude, she has 2 movement. It's so
legendary.
good.
Yeah, she has
She's
armor
actually
boots,
the
except you
best.
don't have to lose
She's
your
one of the best
SP.
dragons on mixed dragon emblem because she doesn't require armor march. You can run her with an inventory, a flyer dragon, all that, and she does not require armor march at all. It's great.
I think her C skill is really strong. It just gives her free stats and it gives her armor boots. That doesn't lose you or SP bins.
Yep.
Her stats are really good. It's pretty much like the thing is, this is what we said about freaking legendary Tiki before. It's just that now she's colorless and she has even more stats. Like that's pretty much it. And her C skill is
I
better.
think Legendary
Legendary
Tiki
Tiki,
actually has
yes.
slightly better distribution. It's just that Fallen Tiki has a better condition. She gets the C slot with +4 to all. She's just better off roll wise.
All right then. Then Naga and Gnaw. Where do you put Naga at? Because if you take away, well, she has the anti dragons. The anti dragons is okay, but I don't think it's game breaking. It makes dragon players want to kill themselves like me, and it makes them hate her. But when you look at it from like an objective lens, I feel like she doesn't have that much good stats.
By herself, you're right. She's a really mediocre dragon, stat wise, stat and roll wise, because she's a tank, but she's blue. She has a color.
And she's
She's
flying.
locked into her breath. She doesn't have access to infantry skills, and she has to be next to allies, like really close to allies. That may or may not be an issue in certain maps, certain map types in AR. It's not the most consistent setup you can have.
I don't exactly know how her stats shape up, but I know they're not that good. Um,
She's like a slightly weaker Summer Young Tiki if you don't consider her preferred weapon. But if you do, she's decent. It's just that she lacks the role because she's not an. She's just doesn't have access to certain skills,
so would you say
and she
C
has a
tier?
color, dude. Yes, C tier.
Yeah, I feel like C tier is a good spot to put her. If we were to include outside, just outside like being just a unit, like other bonuses, then obviously S tier because Aether Aids, but because we can't include the fact that she's the only character that can give you extra score on half of the seasons.
I mean,
Yeah, C
if we
tier.
take seasons into account, like it's just she's probably the top tier
Um,
because she gives the AR offense.
and then the final one is Gnaw. Now,
Nam is
my way of looking at it is Gnaw is strictly better. Her weapon isn't conditional. I think she has better stats. I haven't checked though.
I want to say no.
No, really.
Yeah, no, it's because Mur doesn't rely on an active buff. The thing is, you can ploy active buffs. You can ploy active buffs. You can use panic. You can play a lot of things, panic smoke, whatever. It's just there's a lot going on that can screw over a unit like Nah that doesn't apply to Mur. Mur can just be there and she'll always have her passive up against units, range units. You could definitely argue that Nah is better against melee, but you don't want to negate. Like, what do you gain from negating a melee unit's follow up? There's not a whole lot. Like, she's gonna take zeros from melee units if she's doing her job properly. There's no reason why you'd want to deny like a.
She's just better than Merman.
She isn't better than her because, dude, all it takes is a single unit with panic to come along, and then like Na is screwed. She has nothing going for
All
her.
it
Her
takes
breath
is
is
you not
everything.
being a dumbass and putting her in freaking the Versa range or whatever.
No, but dude, it's not relies too much on buffs. Mer doesn't have that. Mer works reliably against any and every range unit that isn't armored.
Listen, I'm of the idea, I guess, that we are at a point in the meta in which it is reasonable to consider that you have buffs and the enemy doesn't, just because of the way Aether Raids works.
Yeah.
Therefore, whenever I think of a unit, I think of that unit with +7 to all of their stats and legendary odds or movement bonuses.
Okay, okay. I will admit one thing. Na is not locked into her breath. I think she's worse Mer by herself, but that's not her only
No,
role.
I
She
think
can
she's
also
better
just
than
run.
her.
She can run lightning bonus doubler with no see, the boring brain dead set, and it's actually not that great because red tanks are not the best in the game right now. They sort of struggle, but she's the best user right now of that build, and she definitely merits a spot above Mer because she has more flexibility.
I think that even with their legendary breath, she's better than Mur. But if you're gonna agree with me on that part, then I'll take the victory. On the other part, I mean. But does that mean S tier though, or does that just mean high A tier? I mean,
Not
S
S tier.
tier's.
Dude,
I
S tier is falling corn is just. Oh.
I feel like I don't know, man. S tier is so barren, but I guess so is D tier.
Yeah, but like, dude, S tier is because Fallen Corn is just better at everything. She can double, she can kill, she can. Oh, dude, she has so much attack. She can Oko things.
Fallen Corn is absolutely insane. I'll agree. So then, nah, high A tier.
Yeah, high A tier.
Okay. I mean, if there was another tier that like in
A
between S and
plus.
A, like A plus, she'd be there. I could make another tier, but I don't want to make this video last too long. All right then. So I guess we are done. I don't know. I feel like this is a good rating. I keep in mind that Naga is in C tier and Na is in A tier. That's going to be in the video, but it's not for us. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like everything's good. Like this is a decent tier list. It's a nice bell curve. Um, there's a definitive best and a definitive worst, I guess. Um, I feel like Ninian is being carried by the fact that she has dance, but I mean, dance is a really
absolutely.
strong skill.
Yeah, dance is
Um,
strong, and it's the fact that she's the only dancer for a Dragon Emblem. If you're running a Dragon team, she's really good because she can give you options, offensive options that you can't have otherwise. Because dragons are naturally not predisposed towards running offensive builds, so she can sort of compensate and not front.
I feel
You
like
can have
the
things like
I feel like the best Dragon Emblem team would be like Fallen Corrin, Ninian, Fallen Tiki, and probably what's his face, freaking ugly face dude, Garen.
Garen.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best Dragon Emblem team because Fallen
I mean, I
Corrin
agree
and
with
Fallen
Ninian.
Tiki just have the best
Yeah,
stats. Ninian has dance, and Garen would be the only character that can deal with anti-dragon weapons.
yeah, that'd be a pretty solid Dragon team.
Because if you ran only dragons, then you need somebody that's not gonna just instantly die to a Deidre or something. I don't know. I think Faye might be like C plus B minus. She's better than female Kana, but I think she's worse than a lot of the other characters in B tier. Like if you were to ask me if I'd rather have a +10 Faye or a +10 Fallen Tiki, I'd say Fallen Tiki. Not Fallen Tiki. I meant Legendary Tiki. I'm personally surprised that Summer Young Tiki is C tier.
Dude, she's actually pretty good if you focus her. Like double close defense, or maybe four def res, close defense, Ignis, quick riposte, something like that. But like any other dragon can do that. She's not being unique.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, decent tier lists. I mean, I feel like some points could be argued, but nobody is going to be as cultured as we are, so your opinions are wrong. But feel free to
I think
argue
you're
with me in the
underestimating
comments, I
people.
suppose.
I think you're underestimating people. You're gonna have
Dude,
somebody telling you that the female corn is the best dragon just because.
I had so many. Yeah, like you. Feel free to be wrong in the comments section. Uh, Stay
I don't
tuned
know. So I
for
don't
another video where
just
I
like
try to
extremely
be good.
creepy.
I don't know. Do you have any closing statements, Baked?
Yes. Buff female Grima, please.
Is there is there anywhere people can follow you? Would you like to plug anything?
Uh, I just go on Discord a whole lot.
Join my Discord, people. I link it in the description of every single video, and nobody's joined it yet.
That's kind of sad.
Hey, hey, we live in a society, dude. I don't have
It's okay.
fans.
We do live in a society.
All right. Well, I hope you guys liked the tier list. There it is. And yeah, hope you liked it. Bye.